Hello everyone, welcome back to Times Drive English. I'm Ankur Taneja and this here with me is the all-new SUV coupe from Citroen, the Basalt. So let's begin the video. Let's talk about the front end first. You get the projector LED headlamps and LED DRLs here, and the overall combination of the bumper. You get the body color plus black plus silver combination over here at the skid plate. There are chrome elements and piano black elements in the front end of this Citroen Basalt, and the overall stance is also looking really good if you talk about the front end of this Basalt. Over here on the sides, you get the 16-inch 205 section alloy wheels, there's cladding, and you get the piano black treatment on the ORVMs as well. They are flap door handles, same as C3 and C3 A-Cross, and some chrome elements on the sides as well. There are few dual tone color options. This is red and black, there is one white and black, and there are also monotone options in the Basalt as well. And the overall stance and side profile of this Basalt is also looking very good. Apart from that, let's talk about the rear end of this Basalt. You don't get the LED setup in the tail lights. There are halogen bulbs which Citroen have used in the tail lights. Apart from that, you get the PureTech badging, Citroen logo in the center, Basalt badging over here, and two sensors in the rear, and there's also a reverse parking camera here. And bumper gets the same treatment as front, body color plus black plus silver combination here in the Citroen Basalt. Now this is how the exterior looks like in the Citroen Basalt. Let's go inside, how the cabin feels and what all features are there in the Basalt. Let's go and check them out. Now in terms of interior, you get the 10.25-inch infotainment screen, touchscreen over here, which comes with the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can connect them wirelessly, and there are also connected features that are there in this infotainment system. Otherwise, the overall design of the dashboard is same as C3 and C3 A-Cross, hard plastic, some pattern over here, some silver element, and the beige color combination that is there in the dashboard. So triple tone combination, black, silver and beige, that is there. You get the automatic climate control option here in the center, and there's some space to keep your phone. Apart from that, there's also an option of charging your phone wirelessly. You can charge your phone wirelessly over here, and there are two cup holders in the center as well. So this comes with a 1.2-liter turbo petrol engine and with the 1.2-liter naturally aspirated engine. With 1.2 turbo engine, you get the option of 6-speed automatic and 6-speed manual combination, and with the 1.2 naturally aspirated, you get the option of 5-speed manual gearbox. And apart from that, there's some space here in the center as well. Handbrake, slidable armrest, seats with leather stitch and fabric combination. Now let's talk about the steering wheel. So there's Citroen logo in the center, some silver accents over here. It's a flat bottom steering wheel with leather stitch, and there's 7-inch fully digital instrument cluster, and the controls for the instrument cluster are on the left side of the steering wheel, and controls for the infotainment system are here on the right side of the steering. And over here on the right side, you get the option of auto turn on and turn off, and also you can adjust your ORVMs electrically from here with this knob. And now you get the option of all 4 power windows on the driver's side, which was not there previously in C3 and C3 A-Cross. And both those cars are also updated with the new features, like this feature which is there in the Citroen Basalt as well. So this is what you get in terms of features and overall cabin feel here in the front row of the Basalt. Now let's move to the second row. How's the space? What all features are there? Let's talk about that. Now let's talk about the second row space and the features that are there in this Basalt. So the legroom is good enough. There's good amount of thigh support and enough headroom for my height, average height 5'9". And apart from that, there is one very unique and cool feature that is there. You can adjust the thigh support on both sides. The 3-level adjustment that Citroen is offering with the Basalt, and that is something very unique and cool that is not available in any car in this segment and also above the segment also. So this is something very unique and cool that Citroen has provided in this Basalt in the rear seats. And here in the center, you get the armrest with 2 cup holders. There's some space to keep your stuffed coins or mobile phone, rear AC vents, and 2 USB-A charging ports. And this is what you get in terms of second row space and features, and also the overall cabin feel is something like that.
Well, this is the old Mercedes GLS, prices for this car start from around 1.32 crore rupees, and you can of course add a lot of features, a lot of other stuff on it, accessories, and bump up the price as you want. Now, what is all new on this car? Well, in terms of the front end, you get the same kind of looks but a completely new grille. And now this new grille has horizontal slats on it. It looks very muscular, very bold. You also get a little bit of silver accent towards the lower part of the front bumper. The side profile is more or less the same, but of course you do get this side step over here, which means that you can easily get in and out of this car without any fuss, because of course it is a tall and high set SUV. At the back, it really is very difficult to gauge the changes. There are some small changes on the details of the tail lamps, and of course minor changes on the bumper unit as well. What do you think of this car, and what do you think of its looks? Well, I think it looks really very good, and the road presence really is absolutely phenomenal. Anyways, now time to step inside the car and take a look at the interiors and tell you how good they really are, and then we'll take this car out for a spin. If you've come to this channel for the first time, then please do subscribe to it, and if you want to watch this content in Hindi, then please check out the link in the box below. We've got a lot of Hindi content on our other channel, Times Drive. Well, so now I'm inside the cabin of the GLS, and I have to say that this is a phenomenal place to be. Of course, the highlight again is the improved and enhanced Burmester sound system. It really offers you fantastic sound quality. If you're someone who enjoys going for concerts, if you're someone who enjoys going for those, live shows, then this is the sound system you want inside your car, because all you need to do is sit here, relax, and enjoy the music. The other thing is that the improvements have been made now to the infotainment system, and of course you get the Mercedes MBUX app, which really again is completely hassle-free. And I have to say that Mercedes makes the best infotainment units in the business. You can control everything. The brightness is good, the menus, sub-menus, everything is very easy to operate. The seat comfort is again phenomenal, because you get these bolsters, you get under-thigh support, which is very good, and support for your lower back again is excellent. The only bit of downside is that over here everything is touch. So in case you're turning around, or maybe you're trying to honk and you can accidentally press one of these buttons and it can put something or the other on. So that is the only thing. I prefer to have those regular buttons rather than touch sensitive buttons, but I think that people do prefer this nowadays quite as well. You get ADAS features, of course, hill descent assist, blind spot assist, lane keep warning, and a host of other features which we'll now show you on the screen. And apart from all this, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 AC vents in the middle, and of course 2 on the sides. So they really do look fantastic in this brushed silver. And of course you also have this wood finish over here, which again really feels very opulent, very upmarket, and gives you a sense of occasion each time you step inside this car. 2 USB Type-Cs over here, and of course a big box over here with USB Type-C, one of them as well, and of course a button over here to raise and reduce the suspension of this car, a touch panel over here to control the infotainment, and of course dynamic settings, volume rocker, and a host of other buttons to control the various settings that this car has to offer. In terms of the quality, in terms of the overall ambience, in terms of the overall opulent feel, the Mercedes GLS is second to none. I'll give it a strong score of 10 out of 10. Now let's check out the back seat and then take this car out for a drive. Well, so I'm now in the back seat of the Mercedes GLS, and the reason why we're driving this car and giving you this part of the video is because 90% of you will choose this car simply because of the back seat experience. Yes, most of you who buy luxury cars end up being in the back seat, so that's why I thought let me also give you this section of the video sitting away in the back seat. Now in terms of the seat comfort, it is just as good as it would be on an S-Class. It really is phenomenal, both in terms of the overall support, both in terms of the underside support, as well as overall luxury. You also get loads of headroom, which of course you will not get in the S-Class because it's a tall car, not like a sedan. And knee room also is massive, really massive amounts of space over here. And to pamper the occupants at the back, you get not 1 or 2, but 6 AC vents. Yes, you get 2 over here in the middle, you get 1 in the pillars and 1 over here on the roof. So really, it is all about pampering your senses. And if you want to pamper your senses even further, you of course get this fantastic Burmester sound system, about which I told you in the front, but it really sounds phenomenal, and especially the back. If you love listening to music, if you enjoy going to concerts and enjoying live music, then this sound system is the best in the business. You can of course roll up the blinds like this. You can also control the roof from here, and you can do a host of other stuff. So it really is all about being in control and in command. Apart from that, you also get a screen over here where you can control the infotainment, and you can check where the car is going and control all the apps, and check the various settings for the seat. Like you can of course choose the massage function, and a host of other things can be done via this seat. So really it is a phenomenal package, to say the least. And before I forget, you also get a tab device over here, where again you can do a lot of controls and stuff like that. So you can remove these screens and do it via this, or of course you can choose the screen itself. Also wireless charging is available at the back, and it really is a fantastic place to be. And last but not the least, there's a button over here which can move this seat front or back depending on the kind of space that you want. Now, ride comfort is generally very good. Mercedes have done a very good job in terms of the overall ride comfort. It's not in the same segment as an S-Class. It doesn't have that same cushion air carpet ride, because of course it's a heavy and bulky and big SUV. So you can't really defy the laws of physics, but it's not that far behind. There's a maybe small percentage difference, but it's not that far behind. The only thing is that some of those badly made potholes and some of those badly patched roads, some of them can filter into the cabin, so it's not really as smooth and as cushiony as the S-Class. If it's total ride comfort and total peace of mind and total luxury that you're after, then the S-Class still is the better bet. Anyways, I'll give the back seat a very good score of 9 out of 10. Well, let's really talk about the boot of this car, and the best thing is that it's a powered tailgate. So all you do is press this button and the tailgate lifts up, so you don't have to use too much of an effort. Also, because of the air suspension, you can lower the overall luggage carrying area by a little bit. It's not too much, but you can of course bring it down or take it up depending on your mood and depending on the kind of luggage you have. So in case your mother-in-law is coming in, you can take it all the way up and tell her it's difficult to load this boot, and you can come in another car. And in case you have some dear friend coming in, you can lower it and put all the stuff in it. Now with all the rows up, there's a decent amount of space. Not the best, but it's quite decent. You can easily put in 2 large pieces of suitcase, or maybe even a third one if you decide to load it up all the way to the roof. Now you can drop these seats down as well by pressing this button over here, and once you press this button, in fact you can also remove these seats or the backrest. You can push them down by pressing this button over here, and once you do that, the seats go down, and even the second row can be moved around by pressing these buttons over here. So if you do that, these seats go down and it becomes completely flat. You can also make it a completely flat loading area by simply using this button over here and deciding to drop all the seats down. And that is something which you'll really appreciate about this car, because you get a completely flat loading area once you do that. And I'll show that to you by giving you this shot now. Well, as you can see with the last row of seats down, there's a completely flat loading area. In fact, the space is so massive, you can easily shift your house in this car. Yes, I'm not joking. With all the rows down, you can easily shift your house in this car. So it's phenomenal in terms of practicality, phenomenal in terms of utility, and of course, phenomenal in terms of total luxury. Now, enough of the interiors, enough of the boot. Let's take this car out for a drive and tell you how it is to drive. And as I said, you don't have to use too much of an effort to close this boot as well. Well, so here I am driving the Mercedes GLS now. Now you can choose either diesel, or you can also choose the petrol version of this car. Yes, you can choose any one of them, and I have to say that both of them are very good in terms of the refinement levels. Yes, the refinement levels on this car are genuinely very good, so that is something that you will truly enjoy. What you'll also enjoy is the fact that the power delivery is very creamy, especially on this petrol version that we're driving today. Now, in terms of outright power, this is a very powerful engine. It makes about 380 bhp from its 6-cylinder 3-liter engine, and it makes about 500 Newton meters of torque, which again is very good. The diesel, of course, is a little more powerful in terms of the outright torque figures that it develops. It makes about 750 Nm of torque, but it is quite understandable because diesel engines usually are more torquey. So if you want a little better fuel economy, if you want to be driving up the hills regularly, then the diesel is the one to go for. But this one also is quite good at its job. As I said, power delivery is creamy. It goes all the way up to its red line of about 6,000 RPM. This car uses a 9-speed gearbox, and the pedal shifters really do work very well. Both the upshifts and downshifts are very quick, so that's also something that most buyers will really enjoy about this car. Milliseconds between, when you actually press the pedal here and when the gears actually do change, so milliseconds between that. So really, any time loss is negligible. Really, it's barely milliseconds, as I just said. Ride quality, well, in its own right, the ride quality of this car is generally good, but that said, it's not got the same kind of magic carpet ride that you get on the Mercedes S-Class. So that's something which is missing on this car. If you really want an S-Class kind of ride, if you really want that kind of comfort, then I think it's better to go for the S-Class. But because it's a big, heavy, bulky SUV, some of those badly made speed breakers and those rumble strips, some of them can just crash into the cabin. Some of them, not all of them. It's not really deal breaker. It's not really something which you can call a big negative, but it's just that the S-Class is slightly better in that department. Its own sister is slightly better in terms of the outright comfort. Now, how is the steering wheel? Well, I have to say that the steering wheel is generally light, but as the speeds build up, there is more weight in it, so it adds up weight as the speeds build up. And a light steering wheel also means that when you're maneuvering this heavy car and this bulky car within city limits, then you're not getting tired, and it doesn't become very cumbersome to drive as well, because the visibility is excellent all across. Front visibility, side visibility is very good. The bonnet line is visible, so the visibility is not an issue. The steering wheel is nice, light, so it's an easy car to drive in the city. A lot of people complain that these big SUVs aren't easy to drive, but no such issues with the Mercedes GLS, because as I said, the controls really are nice and light on this car. Apart from this, what else is there? Well, apart from this, you will really appreciate the fact that this car's engine is really creamy. Even when you rev it up all the way up to about 6,000 RPM, it doesn't become obtrusive. And the cabin also is very well cocooned from the world outside. Cabin isolation generally is very good. And apart from cabin isolation, what's also generally very good is the fact that all the noises, all the things which are on the outside, like other motorists, other truckers, their noises are really subdued and they don't really enter the cabin. That's a good thing. But also, you've got to be careful when you drive this car, because sometimes you don't even know when you're doing speeds which are illegal. You might think you're doing only about 60 or 70, but actually you're doing about 100 kph. So this car also has the ability to mask its speeds. So you've got to be careful with your right leg and don't flex it too much. Always keep an eye out on the speedometer, because before you know it, you might get a challan at home and you might wonder what happened. And it really is not your fault, but the fault of this car, because it is so well isolated, so well cocooned from the world outside. It does have a tendency to mask its speed. That's something also you've got to be a little careful about. Overall, though, I have really enjoyed driving this car, and I have to say that I'll give it a very good score of 92 out of 100 in the overall department. Driving department, luxury department, as well as comfort and opulence, it really does score well on every front. Now, let me stop this car and give you a definitive summary report. Well, so if you're lucky enough to have this kind of cash lying around, then the GLS is perfect for you. It offers you a very opulent interior, it offers you very good driving pleasure, and it offers you the best backseat experience at this price point. And of course, that massive road presence is an added advantage. So if you're in the market for this kind of a luxury car, then definitely keep the GLS on the top of your buying shortlist. I'll give it a strong score of 92 out of 100.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Times Drive English. I'm Ankur Taneja, and this here with us is the all-new Mini Cooper, which Mini has launched here in India at price of 45 lakh at showroom. So what all has changed in the new Mini Cooper? Let's talk about that. So let's talk about the design first. Here you get the piano black grille in the front and the S badging, the Mini Cooper S version that we have here with us. And you get the proper Mini design here in the front as well. You get the circular LED DRLs and the projector headlamps in this all-new Mini Cooper, and there's a piano black element surrounding the headlamps of this new Mini. There are sensors in the front, and here you get the ADAS features. You can see the radar here in the front of this Mini Cooper S. And moving towards the side, it gets the 17-inch alloy wheels and a mini center hub here in the center of this alloy wheels. And moving to the sides, you get the piano black treatment on the side mirrors as well of this Mini Cooper, and a piano black treatment on the door handles as well. And you also get the sunroof in this Mini Cooper. There's a piano black treatment on the sunroof as well, and of course that mini stance is there from side and from front as well. Moving towards the rear profile, you get the Cooper S badging and the Mini logo in the center. There are sensors, reverse parking camera, and a body color and black combination in the rear bumper of this Mini Cooper. It does not get the shark fin antenna, it gets the normal antenna that we see in the budget segment cars. Now you get 2-liter engine in this Mini Cooper, and the max power that it generates is around 200 bhp, and the max torque that it generates is around 300 Newton meters. It can touch 0 to 100 in 6.6 seconds. But this is what you get in the new Mini Cooper S. Let's go inside, what all features are there, how the cabin feels in this new Mini Cooper S. Let's talk about that. Now from the inside, yes, it looks compact, it's a 3-door car, but the main attraction here in the center is the circular 9.45-inch touchscreen infotainment system. And the features that you get over here, you can adjust the fan speed and control the AC from here. There's music, there's navigation, and more features like personal assistant. There's an Android Auto, Apple CarPlay connectivity, and there's also one quite cool feature, which is here, a selfie camera. A camera is placed over here in the roof, and you can take selfies from this camera in case you are that kind of person who likes taking selfies. So this Mini has that feature also. Apart from that, you get the traditional Mini buttons here. Below the infotainment system, you get the experiences button. Means this is the mode changing feature. You can switch to go-kart, you can switch to core. There are different modes which you can access with this knob over here, and you get the controls for park assist and electronic parking brake button as well in this panel over here. Below that, you get the wireless charging option, 2 cup holders, space to keep your stuff, 2 USB-C charging points, 12-volt socket, and a non-slidable armrest here in the center. The material that Mini has used in this Cooper S is recycled material. In some areas, not everywhere, but in some areas they have used recycled materials like in the dashboard, in the doors, and in the seats as well. There's Mini badging in the seats, and it comes with the leather seats, and there's blue stitching around the seats as well. Apart from that, here at the steering wheel, you get the controls, you get the cruise control buttons, and on the right side of steering wheel, you get the controls to control the infotainment system. You get the HUD display to get some driver information here in the Mini Cooper S. There's some space to keep your bottles in the doors as well. But this is a 4-seat version, but I believe the first row of this Cooper is quite comfortable. But in case you want a couple of kids to sit behind you, that is manageable. But I believe 4 adults will not be able to sit easily or comfortably in this Mini Cooper S. So this is what you get in terms of interior, exterior, and features in this Mini Cooper S. And as I said in the beginning, the price is around 45 lakh ex-showroom for this new Mini Cooper. So what do you think about the overall design, the features, and the overall styling of this new Mini Cooper?